investigation is ongoing with a view of arresting these hoodlums.
Okay, PBRO, are you now saying that all the 80 girls that the bandit wanted to kidnap have been recovered?
Yes, we rescued all the 80 girls. Not only the 80 girls, the 4 kidnapped victims of Nambaure, making a total number of 84 victims were rescued.
Okay, thank you very much, Viviaro.
You are welcome, sir.
All the 344 rescued students of Government Science Secondary School Kankara have been certified medically fit and reunited with their families. Shehu Adamu filed an update from Katsina.
On arrival to Katsina, the rescued students were handed over to Governor Aminu Bello Masari and later taken to State Hajj camp, where they ate, freshened up and undergone medical examination. At the time of NTA's visit to the camp, at the early hours Saturday, only 5 rescued students were seen waiting to be taken home by their parents. They were later taken home.
I am very happy to reunite with my parents.
Secretary to Katsina State Government, Dr. Mustapha Mohammed Inwa said all the rescued students were found medically fit and handed over to their parents.
Most of the complaints they had were mostly with their legs and so on. And they were treated, no serious element. No, only one person I understand had to be assisted to, yes, but almost all, they are young. Honestly, there is no record of any serious element among them.
Dr. Mustapha Mohammed Inwa explained that while at Hajj camp, the state government ensured that the rescued students lacked nothing. He said all the 344 rescued students were handed over to their parents in the presence of the principal of the school and officials of the State Science and Technical School Board. It will be recalled that the 334 students of Government Science Secondary School Kankara were abducted last week, which took the combined efforts of all security agencies in rescuing them on heart. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to the security and safety of all Nigerians, as well as ensuring their socio-economic well-being. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, stated this while discussing the release of the Kankara schoolboys on a special weekend edition of NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Oluseyi Adeboye reports.
As opposed to Chibok, where it took about 3 weeks before anything was done. In Dapchi, in Kankara, within hours, the federal government moved in. Yes, he employed both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches. But the important thing that is the result.
Lahi Mohammed explaining the promptness of the present administration to rescue operations and how it engendered a paradigm shift compared with approaches by previous administrations. The information minister said matters of national security should bring about synergy and not divisive tendencies.
In the case of Dapchi, we had all kinds of bizarre theories. But you have to be in government to know how many sleepless nights the president, the heads of securities, the ministers spent until this matter was resolved.
The Nigerian Army on its part said securing the release of the 344 Kankara schoolboys was 100% rescue mission.
The rules of engagement for the field commander is very clear. There should be no casualty and the boys must be rescued. So, minimum force here will only be limited by anything that will result in casualty.
For the notice, we get maximum cooperation from the state executives. That I must tell you, I must assure you. But beyond that, you need the people to take responsibility and take ownership of the security of their location. After being educated, and look, this thing is not good for you.
Nigerians reacting via tweets on the Twitter handle at NTA commended the efforts of the government in getting the adopted students released without collateral damage and advocated thorough investigations to avert recurrence. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress said it has received with joy and a glad heart the release and return of the students who were abducted by terrorists from Government Science Secondary School Kankara in Katsina State. In a statement signed by the caretaker and extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee Chairman, Maimala Buni, the party noted that the news was not just elating, but it was gladdening and relieving. The party also apologized to the pupils and vowed that President Buhari and the party will do all it takes to make sure that they continue to study in a safe environment. In the same vein, Association of Nigerian Professionals in Europe have applauded President Buhari and the country's security agencies for the release of the Ankara schoolboys in Katsina State. The group made this known in a communique signed by its president, Dr. Agu Onyeke, alongside 13 countries' head, issued at the end of an online consultative meeting on Friday. According to the AMPE, the safe return of the schoolboys again highlights President Buhari's political will towards addressing the security challenges in the country. The caretaker committee chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Kebbi State, Balasani Kangiwa, has urged members of the party to work harder to be stronger in their loyalty to the party. The chairman, who stated this while inaugurating the party's working committees of different levels in the state, also stressed the need for officials to distance themselves from what could bring disappointment to the party in the state. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
Addressing the gathering, the caretaker state chairman, All Progressive Congress architect Balasani Kangiwa described the decision to dissolve the former elected ESCO members of states in the country by the national party leadership as a sacrifice in the interests of the party.
The NEC, in its wisdom, decided that there is the need to have a gap between Congress's stroke convention and primary elections for general elections. So that is what informed the decision of the NEC to dissolve the ESCOs from the units to local government, state and national. So that between now and June, immediately after the registration, fresh congresses and then convention will be held. We will now have enough time between the end of the convention to the coming primaries for the 2023 general elections.
Representing the state governor, the secretary to Kebbi State government, Alhaji Babale Umar Yauri, commended the effort of the party, national, state and local government's leadership, charging the members to remain good ambassadors.
This has prevented some rancor and other things, and I'm sure they are going to do a very wonderful job.
Justice Samaila Kakale Mungadi, the Chief Magistrate Court 1 Birnin Kebbi, administered the oath of office and that of allegiance to the new caretaker APC ex-host. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Over 46 people have lost their lives to traffic crashes in Sokoto State from January 2020 to date. Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Commission, Sokoto State Command, Muhammad Kabo Kaigama, who stated this to NTA News, attributed traffic violations as factors responsible. Shehu Muhammad Datti reports.
Traffic crashes continue to claim lives on the nation's highways. Most of the times, road accidents are blamed on human, mechanical and environmental factors, with 90% of the carnage attributed to human factor. Co-Commander Federal Road Safety Go Sokoto Command, Muhammad Kaigama, says they have employed strategies to ensure that road accidents are reduced, reiterating the need for road users to use speed limiting devices and respect traffic rules.
They have to obey traffic rules and regulation. Once that one is done by all road users, our roads will be safer. people will travel from point A to point B safely, and they will reach their houses safely, and their lovers will be there to welcome them safely.
The Federal Road Safety Corps emphasized on the need for everyone to contribute towards reducing traffic crashes. In Sokoto, Show Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
The last 4 months of the year are characterized by too much movement of people on highways, in which sometimes road accidents do occur to many reasons. With me in the studio to discuss the issue of road crashes in our highways and the way forward is the Sector Commander, Sokoto State Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Muhammad Kabo Kegama. Sir, you are welcome to NTA.
Thank you very much, listeners.
Sir, what are the strategies employed by the Commission to ensure that accidents are reduced to the minimum?
Strategies employed by FRSC nationwide to ensure that road traffic crashes are reduced to the barest minimum nationwide, among others, ensuring that during these ember months, all resources available to FRSC nationwide are moved to the road. Apart from that one, other measures taken is the creation of camps and help areas along some of our critical corridors. There are corridors that are noted for high volume of traffic, and actually before the start of building up of the traffic along the road, FRSC personnel nationwide are already deployed to those critical points in order to be there on ground to ensure that those traffic hold-ups are not allowed to build up. So right now, if you go across the nation, you will find out that FRSC personnel, rescue ambulances, some rescue help areas are all there. FRSC resources in general, including towing vans, are already redeployed to the road to ensure that the traffic hold-ups that characterize ember months period, especially from now to December up to January, is eliminated nationwide.
What is the level of accident this year in comparison with last year?
Actually, when you want to compare level of accident or number of accident for 2 months, you cannot do it now, because right now we are still in December. Yes. And today is December 20th. That means before that one is now computed and analyzed and compared to last year, it has to be after December. So actually one cannot say this is what happened. Even the numbers we mentioned of crashes happening here, the one that you mentioned, was for the fact that there are specific crashes that consume people's lives, and those ones were worrisome. And we are on ground to witness them. That is why we have no option other than to mention them. But mentioning the total number of road traffic crashes nationwide is still too early.
Okay. Sir, can you shed more light on the speed limiting device?
Actually, speed limiter is a device that is expected to deter vehicles from overspeeding. When it is installed on all vehicles, it is expected that there is no way a driver can be able to accelerate and to enable his vehicle to move more than 100 km per hour, whatever effort you take. Because it is something that is programmed in a vehicle to ensure that vehicle's speed is controlled. We have vendors nationwide that dispense those speed limiters. They install them, they program them to ensure that this overspeeding problem is curtailed to the barest minimum. Because usually when there is crash and vehicle is overspeeding, you find out that the rate of injury or fatality is very, very high. So FRSC have started with commercial vehicles to ensure that all commercial vehicles have speed limiters installed on them. And we have started it since, and we are still intensifying in doing it to ensure that all commercial vehicles have speed limiters installed on them.
Okay. In years back, in secondary school and primary schools, I know there are road safety clubs to put in children to be conscious of road crashes and that. What are you doing now? Are they still in existence?
Road safety clubs in secondary schools and primary schools and even NYS road safety clubs are still very much available. They are still in existence. The only thing is, because of the closure of schools this year, their activities is not all that noticed. because of the COVID-19 closure and what have you. But they are actually there, and we are trying to even spread them more, because we are not restricting it to only the state capital. We are diversifying to the local government area. And on this note, FRSC has taken an initiative of posting officers to all the local government areas where FRSC presence is not felt. So in a place where the local government area is there and there's no FRSC, the Corps Marshal has deployed an officer and a marshal to ensure that, among others, they collect traffic data and also ensure the establishment of those school clubs, educate them so that by the time they come up, they will now be better citizens on the road.
Are they making any impact?
A very positive impact for that matter. And on this note, in Sokoto State, we are even trying to ensure that even the Islamic schools are not left behind. We have started a program somewhere last year together with the UNICEF, and we have gone far. But for the COVID-19, that made it impossible for us to continue. But I believe it will be a model in Sokoto State, because we have put measures on ground. We have already gotten some of the materials translated into Ajami, so that the Islamic people can be able to access them, use them, and ensure that whatever is there, they also learn, just as the Western education.
Okay, what are the challenges being faced here?
Recalcitrant attitude of road users. Sometimes they don't listen to us. We are there on road to support all of them, to ensure that their lives are safe. But most often, they look at us as enemies, and we are not enemies.
Okay, what are your appeal to motorists?
To obey road traffic rules and regulations, and also to ensure that they move as at when due. Early planning matters for all of us.
Okay, thank you very much. Federal Road State Commandant of the Sector Commandant of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Sokoto State Command, Muhammad Kabo Kaigama. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Governor Amin Waziri Tambuwal has stressed the need for Nigerians to appreciate fallen heroes by donating generously to the Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem Appeal Fund. He was speaking at the launching of the 2021 Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem Appeal Fund in Sokoto. Dalatu Abdullahi reports.
The launching of the Appeal Fund in honor of the surviving and families of the fallen heroes is an annual event aimed at enhancing their welfare. 18 million naira have been realized through pledges, including over 4 million naira cash at the launching. Highest donation came from the chief launcher, Murtala Abdulkadir Daiya, and the Sokoto State government with 3 million naira each. Governor Aminu Waziri Tambwal personally donated 2 million naira, Sokoto State civil servants 2 million naira, among others. Governor Aminu Waziri Tambwal, represented by Commissioner for Careers and Security, retired Colonel Garba Muyi Isa, said government remained committed in improving the welfare of legionnaires and their families in the state.
This occasion is therefore organized to raise funds for the welfare of the aged, the incapacitated, and the families of those departed among them.
Permanent Secretary Ministry for Home Affairs, Bandado Shehu Bande, and the State Chairman of the Nigerian Legion, Assistant Commandant General Aliyu Abdullahi Danchadi, expressed appreciation to the government for its continuous support to the legionnaires in the state.
Sakwatu Dalat Abdullahi, NTA News.
News Panorama continues after this break.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous, whether you do it for fun or for political gains. Real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can be.
The League Management Company, LMC, has confirmed December 27th as the commencement date for the Nigeria Professional Football League 2020-2021 season. Olumide Eguntola has this and more on Sports Update.
The league organizer said the commencement date was arrived at after consultations with the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, the participating football clubs of the NPFL, and Red Strike Media Group, United Kingdom, the NPFL commercial right holders and strategic commercial partners of the League Management Company. Meanwhile, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, has assured sports-loving Nigerians that the National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos, undergoing renovation, will be completed and ready for use by May 2021, among other developmental strides of the present administration.
We also hope at that time we will be able to take care of some of the a large portion of the terraces that will be compliant with FIFA.
Whether there is NEPA light, whether the national grid collapses or all that, with the independent power system we have, the football field can be maintained.
In another development, the National Association of Women in Sports, NAWIS, has inaugurated the Lorin chapter of the association as part of efforts to increase the number of women in sports and encourage active participation of women, especially at the grassroots level where talents are discovered.
The area of sport should not be different. They should use this opportunity to mobilize children, girls.
The place of women in sports development is an increasingly vast goal.
Elsewhere in Lagos, over 100 Nigerians took part in the first edition of 7-kilometer I'm Alive and Thankful Walk and Run initiative of Chairman Lagos State Badminton Association Onome Obrute, held in Lekki area, with the mindset of staying healthy.
I've always known that, I've been overweight. I needed to lose weight, and I embarked on that in the past few months. I've lost about 16 or 17 kg.
Avoid that GoFundMe where people will start contributing money because of asthma, ulcer. Eat right, live healthy, sleep healthy, take care of your body.
The participants smiled home with gift items and medals. With Sports Update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
Does it on Panorama this afternoon from Sokoto Network Center.
Elizabeth Abad. I am here to talk about facts. There is so much misinformation and distortion out there, especially on the social media. All it takes is just a click and the fake news goes viral. However, here in NTA, we deal with facts.
My job is to go out there and comb for factual news and information, just the way it is, all in the interest of the nation. I'm Naja Atutijani.
Here on the NTA, we present only the facts, verified. Beware of fake news, don't be a victim. Stay tuned to the NTA.
Especially at this time of the coronavirus pandemic.
My name is Nnamdi Ojibo.
to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria.
Forests cover a third of land on our planet. They are adaptable. But not infinitely. They sustain life. Everywhere. But not infinitely. Help sustain them. Plant a tree. Plant our future.
Experts say planting enough trees could be the most effective way to successfully overcome climate change. It is something that we can easily do now by each of us helping to plant trees. Too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere holds the sun's heat in like a blanket, causing serious changes in global temperatures, which in turn causes extreme weather patterns and ultimately the rising of the oceans. Trees take this carbon dioxide out of the air as they grow, storing it as wood, while also helping to store more carbon in the soil below them. Planting enough trees can restore balance to our atmosphere by converting the excess carbon dioxide into healthy ecosystem and into thousands of useful resources that people need. While trees' ability to remove carbon dioxide and restore balance into our atmosphere is simply amazing, experts say there are 4 additional ways that trees help to keep the planet cool.
Forests contain most of our almost vibrant ecosystems. They display a wondrous variety of living things. In fact, to be very candid, Forests are the basics of more than 5,000 products, ranging from aromatic oil distilled from leaves to herbal medicines, foods, foil, furniture, clothing, and a host of others. To be very candid, we can't do without forests. They are extremely very, very important. Forests prevent soil erosion. They help in regulation of climate change, which we may also call climate crisis, which we are experiencing now. Forests provide clean water, and they inspire us in the art of art, research, and religion. In fact, they are essential for the well-being and survival of everybody, globally. On a daily basis, people interact with forests, either we like it or not. In the rural communities, forests provide a source of energy. In the past, you discover that even behind your backyard, you people go back to what? Extract firewood.
So much positive energy and warmth. What if there were a way to save it all and use it when we want? Well, there is, and we've been doing it since we discovered fire. Trees absorb and store the sun's energy by turning it into wood, which has always been the world's most used source of renewable energy. We don't just cook and heat our homes with it. New scientific advances using wood waste are opening it up to even more uses, like liquid biofuels to power cars and aeroplanes, making it a fuel of the future. Using wood sustainably keeps a balance for future generations.
The clouds that are created by trees and forests play a huge role in keeping the earth cool by reflecting the sun's heat back into space before it reaches the earth. It is estimated that if we can increase the world's forest cover by just 3% through tree planting, so much less of the sun's heat will reach the earth that these extra clouds alone can cool the earth enough to counteract climate change. Forests keep the ground cool. Forests' mighty canopies shade the ground and waters beneath them. This keeps the earth cooler and protects the living soil, which would otherwise dry out and become lifeless. This is very important as living soil can store an incredible amount of carbon, keeping climate change causing carbon dioxide out of our atmosphere. When soil becomes too hot and dry, the carbon molecules in the soil rebond with oxygen and release carbon dioxide back into the air. Even areas that have become desert-like can be restored by simply planting enough trees. Large-scale reforestation can help store so much carbon back into the soil that it has the potential to remove all of the excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, allowing the Earth's climate to come back into balance. Trees cool the atmosphere by cleaning it. Around cities and industrial zones, air pollution molecules combine with water vapor, hovering in what is called a humid haze, trapping in more of the sun's heat. According to experts, many trees breathe out both water vapor and friendly bacteria that assist in the formation of clouds. These bacteria trigger the water vapor and air pollution molecules to cluster into droplets that then fall to the ground. They say this removes these hazes from the skies, allowing the sun's heat to exit again and the earth to cool. Trees convert the sun's energy into life. Science has proved that sunlight powers photosynthesis. The sun's heat is literally used up as the leaves and needles do their job, converting carbon dioxide and water into the building blocks of plant matter while creating oxygen. This plant matter becomes food for animals and the energy travels up the food chain. So, the miracle of photosynthesis both protects the earth from overheating and provides the basis for all life on the planet. Knowing that trees maintain our atmosphere and keep the earth cool by shading it with clouds and canopies regulates much of the planet's freshwater cycle and creates the building blocks of all human life, little wonder then that Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari announced at the September Climate Action Summit in New York that natural solutions will be used to counter the effects of climate change in Nigeria.
We will take concrete steps to harness climate innovative ideas by including youth in decision-making processes as part of our overall climate governance architecture. We will mobilize Nigerian youth towards planting 25 million trees to enhance Nigeria's carbon sink.
It is very encouraging, and I want to restate it here, that in the last 4 years of the history of this country, we've had a very commendable leadership, climate change, governorship at the highest level that is most encouraging because the president has been present at most of the international fora, starting from when I met him at the Paris COP21 for the Paris Agreement.
And barely 3 months later, the federal government commenced the process of actualizing President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to taking climate action. This is because the federal government recognizes that large-scale tree planting is the world's most affordable, practical, and multi-benefit opportunity to effectively counteract climate change. To this end, Nigeria's Minister of Environment, Muhammad Mahmoud Abubakar, said youth will be mobilized to plant 25 million trees across the country in 2020. This was when he inaugurated the Implementation Committee on Afforestation. Let's join Mia Ogidi for more on this.
Nigeria is stepping up to what science is telling her about the environment. So, a promise was made at the 74th UN General Assembly meeting to plant 25 million trees annually as mitigation effort to carbon sink.
Tree planting is a very serious business, especially at this critical time. We have so much carbon in the air that we need to absorb. And the best way to do that is by planting trees. As you're already aware, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, at the 74th United Nations General Assembly, pledged that Nigeria would plant 25 million trees nationwide. This pledge is in furtherance of demonstrating Nigeria's commitment to emerging global solutions by addressing climate change, including Nigeria's commitment of 4 million hectares of the Bond Challenge. That is fulfilling our nationally determined contributions and adhering to the Paris Agreement. This collective effort are further strengthened by successes recorded in the green bonds and ongoing afforestation and reforestation effort by various departments and agencies in the ministry to ensure a resilient future that mainstream climate risk and in our decision making. Completing the above effort, Nigeria will continue providing leadership for effort towards ecological restoration and recharge of the lake Chad, which is expected to improve the livelihoods of nationals inhabiting that area. At the same time, promoting interstate cooperation, strengthening community resilience, as well as assist in addressing the environmental and security crisis in that area and saving the resources and the inhabitants. Mr. President's commitment at the 74th session of the UN National General Assembly provides an opportunity for the inclusion of youth in decision-making processes as part of the overall climate governance architecture by harnessing and developing innovative ideas. Nigerian youth will be mobilized towards planting the 25 million trees as part of Nigeria's mitigation effort towards carbon sink. To actualize the above, the Federal Minister of Environment appreciate the critical role of stakeholders at all levels and tiers of government, and will require creating a critical mass that would ensure that this objective is attained.
A daring spirit for forest recovery in a country where the forest space is less than 6% as against the 25% UN benchmark. Going forward, these people from relevant public and private agencies with deep feeling on the environment is to implement the actualization of the planting of 25 million trees with a time frame.
Because we intend to achieve the planting of these 25 million trees next year, and we can do it. We have the population, we have the resources, all we need is the commitment. The above constitutes the implementation committee with the following terms of reference: to come up with practicable and workable ways of implementing the policy, to leverage on the nurseries within the frame, that's the Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria headquarters in Ibadan, the outstations colleges, the National Great Green Wall, FDF nurseries across the state, and other nurseries in zonal offices for the purpose of raising the seedlings. To look at possibilities of accessing the 2019 budget appropriation as regards afforestation for the purpose of raising seedlings across the country. To liaise with the National Forestry Trust Fund for possible collaboration. To actively engage and empower youth and women, especially those residing within the communities around the forestry facilities.
No conversation too long. Nothing is impossible. Get Intel 4G LTE Advanced today and do so much more. Intel. Live more.
Hello and a warm welcome to NTA Nationwide. I am Jumwa Yusuf. As usual, we shall be joining the zones to bring you up to speed on the latest stories as they happen across the country. We are live in Abuja. We'll begin with security reports as the Commissioner of Police Katsina State, Sanusi Buba, has reacted to the earlier reported attempted kidnapping of some Islamia students of his Burahim Islamia Muhata village, Dandume local government area of Katsina State, numbering about 80, which was foiled by a combined team of security agents. Our correspondent Shehu Adamu had a telephone conversation with the Commissioner of Police on the incident.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Is that Commissioner of Police, Katsina Police Command?
Speaking, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Shehu Adamu, sir, from NTA. I'm calling, sir, to find out latest development about your effort in trying to stop a kidnap attempt, which you succeeded, sir. What is the situation so far?
Yes, as you are aware, last night, around 22:00 hours in Funtua local government, some pupils of Hizbul Rahim Islamia School, Mahuta,
yes, sir,
went to Al-Qasim village reportedly for Maulud celebration.
Yes, sir.
And on their way back that night, they were accosted by some suspected bandits.
Yes, sir.
Who earlier kidnapped 4 people at Damaure village in Semfuntua local government. On their way to escape with their booty with 12 cows. Okay. They met these students trekking back to Mahuta from that Al-Qasim village, okay, where they went for the Maulud celebration.
Okay.
They now decided to join these students and carry them along in their characteristic way.
Okay.
But we got the information, and I directed the area commander Funtua to mobilize available policemen with him, PUF-ADA, PMF men, the military, and then the vigilante men. So they gave them a hot chest, and in the gun battle that ensured, they were forced to abandon not only the 4 people they earlier kidnapped at Damaure, and the cows also they stole. Okay. They also, in the confusion, could not go along with those puppies from that Islamia school.
Okay.
And all of them were rescued, okay, except 8 that were discovered also to have hidden themselves in surrounding villages in the confusion that ensured consequent upon the gun battles that transpired between the security forces and the bandits.
Yes, sir. Let me get you very clear, sir. You are saying there was a report that the number of the pupils were 80, and now you are saying 8 are missing so far.
No, I said out of the 80, as at last night, 8 were not seen, but they were eventually seen this morning.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So what is the situation now? Did you reunite them with their family, or they are under your care for now?
They are being done. They are being united with their families. Okay. No problem at all.
So what is the next line of action for the Katsina Police Command now, sir?
We will continue to trace those rascals in their hideout. We will carry the battle to their hideout and ensure that we keep them on the defensive. Over.
What is our message to the people of Katsina State?
They must maintain vigilance, like timely information like this facilitated tremendously in the success of that effort. So they should continue to maintain that spirit of giving very good information to us, so that we can discharge our duties, our constitutional responsibilities effectively.
Thank you very much, Commissioner of Police, Katsina State Police Command Sanusi Buba, for honoring our call and answering some of our questions. We hope you will keep us updated as more update comes in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
More clarification by the Commissioner of Police, Katsina State Sanusi Buba, on the attempted foiled kidnapping of Islamia school children. Now, the United Nations has commended the efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari for the rescue of the abducted Kankara school boys. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said this in a message released by a spokesperson to the United Nations in New York. Similarly, the frontrunner
Secretary General welcomes the release on the 17th of December of some of the children who were abducted from a secondary school in Katsina State, Nigeria, on the 11th of December. He commends the swift action taken by the Nigerian authorities to rescue the children and calls for the immediate and unconditional release of those who remain abducted. He stresses the importance that the released children and their families are provided with the necessary health and psychosocial support. The Secretary General calls for increased efforts to safeguard schools and educational facilities in the country, and reiterates the solidarity and commitment of the United Nations to supporting the government and people of Nigeria in their fight against terrorism, violent extremism, and organized crime.
Similarly, the front-runner for the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Nkosi Okonjo-Iweala, has described the return of the schoolboys as a wonderful news, adding that it is time to revive the Return of Safe School initiative and implement it comprehensively to protect the Nigerian child. The Nigerian Army has continued its build-up to confront all threats to Nigerian internal and external security. To this end, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Burate, has inaugurated and inducted new artillery gun and equipment for immediate deployment to the theatre in the northeast. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
With the inauguration of these artillery guns and equipment, the firepower of troops in the front line has been further enhanced. Most of the equipment are brand new, procured through the Ministry of Defense, while few were remodified and upgraded by the Nigerian Army to improve their output. These long-range artillery guns have the capacity to target and destroy distant enemy cell locations.
And they will be inducted into Northeast Area of Operation Lafia Dole. You can also see some of the special projects that the Chief of Army Staff have just commissioned. And it's more concerned about the working environment of both officers and soldiers as a determining factor of their performance.
The glory of God. Amen. The Army Chief also inaugurated the headquarters complex of the Nigerian Army School of Artillery, inspected ongoing projects in the school and barracks, before moving to Jaji for the inauguration of the headquarters, Department of Land Warfare, Armed Forces Command and Staff College in Jaji, Kaduna State. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
An aged woman, Asmau Ahamadu of Gadan Kasanga in Mashega local government area of Niger State, has filed a complaint before the State Judicial Commission of Inquiry requesting for the release of her three brothers in the custody of the IGP's Intelligent Response Team since 2019. Mukhtar Abubakar Wowo reports that none of the respondents, including DCP Abakari, appeared before the hearing.
Mudu, in her complaint, alleged that three of her brothers were arrested by the IGP's Intelligence Response Team, led by DSP Abakari. She ordered that some members of the IGP's IRT extorted her to the tune of about 1 million naira, promising to release the suspects after demanding 3 million naira. Asmau Ahmadu also alleged that some members of the team tortured her after receiving the money. She burst into tears when a member of the commission asked her what will be her fate if at the end her brothers were dead. Meanwhile, counsel to the first and fourth respondents, DSP Abakari and ASP Abdurrahman, respectively, entered defense by presenting a witness, Inspector Bolaji Joseph. The witness told the panel that DSP Abakari is on a national assignment. The witness tendered a death certificate and CD plate containing the alleged conventional statements of the suspects, who are alleged to be armed robbers and kidnappers.
The dates are able to create serious problems when the action took place, what went on, how they were moved to where and when.
Look at the contradictions. Somebody is examined in teaching hospital, the governor that the corona is in Kaduna. How can you justify that?
These suspects are talking about, are they with you people now? Or did you deliberately kill them?
The matter, however, was closed, expecting written addresses from the council. Emina Mukhtar Abubakar, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Police Service Commission has dismissed 4 senior police officers over cases of misconduct and acts unbecoming of public officers. A statement by the head media and publicity of the commission, Ikechukwu Ani, says 2 other officers were reduced in rank while also handing punishments of severe reprimand to 4 others. The statement added that a chief superintendent of police was dismissed for conspiring with 4 others to vandalize a transformer and for stealing, and the PCS has directed that the officer be prosecuted. Similarly, Deputy Superintendent of Police and an Assistant Superintendent of Police were said to have led a team that intercepted 3 Mercedes-Benz trucks conveying about 300,000 live cartridges believed to have been smuggled across the border from Benin Republic into Nigeria. The team was said to have impounded the trucks at base for 3 days but made no entries. Minister of Transformation inspects progress of work at train stations. Details of these and more with Awal in our Lagos Network Center. Hello, Awal.
Good to see you.
No form of delay or setback will be tolerated from persons or terminal operators towards meeting up the January 2021 inauguration of train operations from Apapa Port to Ibadan. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi, while on an inspection tour of the facility, appealed for more concerted efforts from the stakeholders. Abolade Salami reports.
5 years cuts across all sectors, one of which is the road transportation that has suffered neglect for decades. The sound signaling takeoff from the Ibute Metro station onward Lily Pond in Apapa. On board is the Minister of Transportation and his team to inspect the lane of standard and narrow gauge road tracks to aid the movement of containers from the loading bay in the ports targeted at decongesting the corridor.
What is critical is that we must find a solution to the gridlock. The moment we begin to move cargoes from the seaport to at least Ibadan, then the pressure on Lagos will reduce drastically.
So you must walk around the timetable and the agreed lane of the track. It's not for you to decide.
While the ride from Apapa en route Kajola, Papalanto, through Olodo in Abeokuta to Moniya in Ibadan was a jolly ride owing to the completion of major works. The minister at some stations urged contractors to speed up work.
As we're talking today, we're under pressure to get more coaches to Kaduna Abuja. The pressure is heavy, and I've announced that we must maintain social distancing with face masks.
And you know, the comfort here is not the same like the road vehicles. You can time yourself that I'm leaving Lagos for, and you know you get to Ibadan at now 6:30.
In ensuring more convenience for passengers, the Nigerian Railway Corporation says a first run for e-ticketing will commence on the corridor to guard against manipulation of the process. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
The fear and apprehension that gripped motorists and residents along Otedola Bridge following Saturday's tanker fire is gradually easing as normalcy and free flow of traffic has returned to the area. Dr. Ogunyemi, who visited the scene of the incident, reports that the carcass of burnt vehicles have already been removed by scavengers.
The Otedola Bridge was again in the news for the same reason. Another tanker explosion resulting in multiple accidents, leaving on its trail destruction of 3 vehicles. However, emergency management agencies reported that no life was lost as a family of 6, the driver of the tanker and his motorboy escaped unhurt. Oyedikachi, a tricycle operator at the junction, was an eyewitness of the entire situation.
Now that place where tire burst. As the tire burst, now I mean lose control. You know, say this place they sloping. You can't use back, they come. You use back, they come. As you use back, they come so. You don't lose control. The driver just they try everything where he fits. The thing no stop. He just they come back. So as they come, another truck they come from Express with one Honda Civic. 2 of them they come. So as the truck see and say the thing no get control again, the truck can't try to, you know, make it come off for road for her. Tanker just carry himself with the fire, go meet that truck and the Honda Civic will fall inside that place. He just go meet them there with the fire. So the fire can't cover everywhere.
Since the time of the incident, power supply to the area has been cut, but our crew saw officials of the electricity distribution company arrive at the scene to restore damaged power lines and poles. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
And now to security. The Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy has rounded off activities for the year 2020 with an appreciation to the federal and state government and other sister security agencies for their collaboration, which resulted in effective maritime security. Dr. Ogunyemi again has a report.
In the year 2020, the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy has been able to achieve its mandate despite a series of challenges posed by COVID-19, as significant arrests of suspects involved in vandalism, piracy and smuggling were made. This parade is part of activities marking the 2020 end-of-the-year program known as Ceremonial Sunset in the Navy. The event also saw the lowering of flags.
The period under review, ships and boats were at sea for several hours. This was to ensure the security of the backwaters. These measures, coupled with the efficient use of the NTA facilities and helicopter surveillance, enabled the command to curtail illegal activities significantly along the creeks and waterways.
The command also restated its commitment to continuing to protect maritime assets as well as the backwaters and creeks where its personnel have successfully carried out many operations. In Lagos, Dotun Okunyemi, NTA News.
And Veram is standing by Makurdi to give us more reports from that zone after this timeout. Do stay.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Do you know that 35% of every girl child and women are raped on a daily basis? Some are killed in the process, some take their lives in shame, others remain emotionally dead for life. It is sad. This culture is not ours, definitely not African. How did we allow bad culture to infiltrate and take over? Even if you lack fear for the law, what of fear of God? And you, why do you cover up rape acts when it happens? Remember, a problem shared is a problem half solved. Never cover any rape act because a rapist is a murderer. It could be you or your loved ones next. Women must be treated like the prize gem they are. Say no to rape.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV Channel 251, GoTV Channel 91, Freeview UK Channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk. App for iOS or Android, Intelsat 901 degree east. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
A food crisis is brewing, and our tables will soon be empty if the world's population continues to increase and food production decreases.
We're not producing enough for our population.
I will do better if I can get source, financial source.
Catch new episodes of Farm and Fortune every Monday at 5:30 p.m. on NTA Network.
Good evening and welcome to Makurdi. Benue State government has banned the holding of picnics during the 2020 Christmas and 2021 New Year celebrations in the state. Governor Samuel Otom disclosed this after the State Security Council meeting at the Government House, Makurdi. Charles Abba reports.
The governor urged Benue people to celebrate the festivities with their families, saying the ban was in line with COVID-19 protocol regarding public gathering. He stated that council reviewed the general security situation in the state and took steps on how best to protect lives and property during the Yuletide.
I will work day and night as a government with the security agencies to ensure that we have a peaceful state, devoid of all these pains that we have witnessed in recent times.
According to him, issues of attacks, banditry, assassinations, cult activities, armed robbery and kidnapping were also reviewed based on briefings from security heads. The governor urged the people to volunteer intelligence to security agencies for necessary action. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
This next report says Governor Samuel Otom has directed the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, who doubles as Chairman Prerogative of Mercy, Mike Gusa, to compile lists of deserving inmates at the Maximum Security Correctional Center, Makurdi, for pardon and eventual release. Charles Abba reports that the governor gave the directive while inspecting projects at the center.
During the working visit to the facility at the Maximum Security Custodian Center, Makurdi, Governor Samuel Otom directed the Commissioner for Finance to release funds for the completion of the project on time. The governor, who addressed the 423 inmates in the center, said 48 inmates were released during the week of COVID-19 under the directive of the federal government. He therefore directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, as well as the Chief Judge, to do the needful under the confines of the law to ensure that more inmates are released.
Still going to do more, as long as it's within the confines of our law. We feel that many people should be out of this place. Otherwise, if you commit a light offense, you come here, you may end up being hardened.
In the spirit of the Yuletide, Governor Otom donated 100 bags of rice and 7 cows to the center. He encouraged the inmates to use the confinement as an opportunity to turn a new leaf and be reintegrated into the society. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
For the continuation of Nationwide, we go back to Jumai in Abuja. Good evening.
Thank you, Verum. Now, with the festive season approaching and Jabi Lake being one of the melting points for holidaymakers in Abuja, federal government has taken steps to ensure a safe and healthy celebration by cleaning up the lake. Oyinaya Kaluoka reports that the 4-day exercise was carried out by the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA.
Malam Abdullahi Mohammed has been a fisherman at Jabi Lake for more than 25 years. Fishing here used to bring a lot of joy to him. Apart from the economic benefits, he loved the nature. But that is no longer the case, as Jabi Lake is now littered with plastics, aquatic weed and other refuse, turning it into environmental disaster.
Because it's not good for us to be using this water. Why is that? The water is being polluted. So
the National Inland Waterways Authority has taken up the challenge of cleaning up Jabi Lake.
One of our responsibilities is to ensure safety on Nigerian inland waterways, clearing of debris, floating objects, removal of derelicts.
NIWA disclosed that the cleanup will be a yearly exercise to ensure a safe ecosystem.
Whenever you take the bottled water or sachet water, dispose them in the waste bin rather than throwing it into the water. And we also advise the Abuja environs, it's not good to dispose your waste into the channels, into the drainage.
To boost the economy in such a way that it is a recreative area and so many things can be done through this cleanup.
Oyinaya Kaluoka, NTA News.
To other matters now, the Nigerian Mathematics and Science Olympiad competition, usually organized by National Mathematics Center Abuja, has over the years played significant role in promoting the study of mathematics in the country. This was the position of the director and chief executive of the center, Professor Stephen Ona, while inspecting the 2020 Olympiad examination in Bauchi. Awal Abdullahi completes the report.
Organized by the National Mathematical Center Abuja, Olympiad Mathematics is a forum for selecting the best mathematics students aimed at encouraging the younger generation. The Director and Chief Executive of the National Mathematical Center Abuja, Professor Stephen Ona, represented by Professor Fumilayo Westland, who inspected the ongoing examination in Bauchi, expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the exercise. Meanwhile, the National Mathematical Center Abuja has donated some learning materials to a private individual who offered free mathematics lessons to students in Bauchi. Professor Fumilayo says the donation is part of the efforts to support individuals and organizations towards encouraging the study of mathematics in the country.
I feel that we should have a synergy with him so that we can also benefit and we can also benefit from him. Because our mandate is to catch them young, give mathematics, demystify mathematics, because people are running away from mathematics because they feel there's a phobia. So and this man is bringing it easily to them. So we have the kits, we have the research done in it, and what can be used to enhance the teaching of mathematics. We have it. We have long-term research. So it's okay. This man qualifies for this as part of the social responsibility, corporate social responsibility of National Mathematical Center.
The founder of Tahir's Foundation, Malam Adamu Ibrahim, who for over 15 years dedicated himself with some members of his family in rendering humanitarian services by offering free mathematics lessons to students. He commended the National Mathematical Center for the gesture.
We have started, you can see we embrace kindergarten, nursery, because if we say it's only the elderly, we won't be able to reach this international mathematics. The NMC knows it very well. You need somebody who has a very good foundation in mathematics before he can be able to push up to that level. So we are starting, you can see all manners of students. We have to contend with them because it is only when we catch them young that we would be able to make out what we want to make.
Students from the Learning Center have won many awards and represented the country in the international mathematics competition. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
It's now time to join our Benin Network Center for more reports, and Obey is our guide. Hello, Obey.
Jumai, thanks for joining us in Benin. Edo State government plans to launch a website latest next week to help give detailed information about the identity of the escapees from various correctional centers in Edo State. Governor Godwin Obaseki gave this information when he received the 11-man committee on the rearrest of escapee prisoners in Government House, who were there to intimate the governor on how far they have gone. Elizabeth Omoko reports.
We have a report which I want to hand over to Your Excellency for your perusal at your convenience.
The governor urged citizens to be vigilant and collaborate with security operatives to fight crime by providing useful information.
We are going to launch a website this week with the detailed information, because most of the information is soft copy. So you have a website which will give you the detail of each and every escapee with their photographs and their numbers, which citizens can quickly refer to. We're going to request that landlords provide information, because if we find any of these escapees in any house, the landlord will be prosecuted.
Chairman of the committee, DCC Joseph Usifo, said it has mapped out some flashpoints within and outside the Benin metropolis and arrested 85 of the escapees in and outside Benin.
If it were possible to have a town hall meeting to invite landlords or village heads and vigilante to equally help discuss, because that is where we will get most of our information from.
The committee, made up of combined security personnel, was set up to look into the October 19 jailbreak from 2 correctional centers in the state in the wake of the NSAS protests, with a view to re-arresting the 1,829 inmates that escaped from the centers. In Benin, Elizabeth Amako, NTA News.
The effect of irregular migration and the plight of migrants around the world is once again receiving attention. This time it is from a group of human rights activists who embarked on a sensitization work in Benin to mark this year's International Migrants Day. Peter Oyibo reports that this year's theme is reimagining human mobility.
International Migrants Day is aimed at raising awareness in respect of the plight of migrants. It also highlights their contributions to their respective countries of origin. In Nigeria, research has it that hardly can you find a family with no diaspora links. And Edo State indigenes are often complicit in seeking for greener pastures abroad. Although in Edo State, there was no formal activity in observance of the day. This group of young Nigerians were out on a road walk campaign and sensitization in commemoration of the International Day Against Illegal Migration in Edo State. The group is also advocating for better lives for migrants across the world, especially in this year of coronavirus pandemic.
Valuable lives have been lost in the Saharan Desert, in the Mediterranean Sea, and also even in the countries of destination.
We should discourage irregular migration.
Illegal migration is reduced to the barest minimum, and we have achieved success.
The day was appointed by the General Assembly of United Nations on December 4, 2000. In Benin, Peter Oyibo, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues with Jumai in Abuja.
Thank you, Obe. The National Population Commission has officially launched the Niger State report of the 2020 Nigeria Education Data Survey. NET's Rokkang Dimka reports.
More than 10,193,918 out-of-school children in Nigeria, among other reasons, necessitated the Better Education Service Delivery for All BESDA project by the Commission. The plan is, however, not limited to increasing equitable access for out-of-school children, improving literacy in the 17 focus states in the country, and strengthening accountability for results in basic examinations in Nigeria, while empowering the education sector, especially the primary and junior secondary levels. Chairman National Population Commission Nasir Isakwara, in a message delivered by the Director of the Commission in Niger State, Usman Baba, points out that the BESDA program has been running in 17 focus states across the country since June 2018 through to December 2022 and is anchored on a program for results operation. He outlines some objectives of the survey to include
to produce education data that will produce indicators to verify reduced number of out-of-school children and improved literacy rates.
Niger State have about 513,693 out-of-school children as a baseline in 2015. So this result area, one of our BESDA, means that we should reduce this number of out-of-school children.
High point of the event was the unveiling and official launch of the 2020 Nigeria Education Data Survey Niger State Report. Rotkan Dimka, NTA News.
Now, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says it has mobilized all its personnel, specialized equipment, and other resources towards responding to road crash vulnerability in 2020 Yuletide celebration. Director General of the agency, Air Vice Marshal Mohammed stated this in a message at the flag of Operation Eagle Eye at Jabi Motor Park, Abuja. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports.
Operation Eagle Eye is an initiative of the National Emergency Management Agency in NEMA aimed at enlightening road users, ensuring strict enforcement of traffic rules and regulations, in contributing its quota to the effort of the Federal Road Safety Corps and other stakeholders in minimizing road crashes. Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said available statistics indicate that 1.24 million people died annually from road-related accidents across the globe.
These unfortunate incidents on our roads bring to fore the need for road users to be careful at all times.
I want to call on other security agencies, both those that are here and not here, to collaborate with FRS just as NEMA has done. We will make our roads safer for travelers throughout this period.
The National Union of Road Transport Workers were fully represented at the ceremony. In Abuja, Ilyasu Aliyakubu, NTA News.
Naval Command in Borno organizes medical outreach in Maiduguri. Let's join Abubakar in Maiduguri for details.
Thanks for joining us in Maiduguri, Jumway. Naval Base Lake Chad of the Nigerian Navy has provided an all-encompassing health and nutritional services to the people of Shagari Low Cost, a suburb in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, as part of its medical outreach program. Yagum Subukar has the rest of the story.
Reaching out to the less privileged members of the society is essential in attainment of prosperity and stronger nation. This is why the Nigerian Naval Base Lake Chad is working hard to augment government's effort to ensure a healthy and secured citizenry. The medical outreach by the Nigerian Navy Base Lake Chad is an initiative of the Nigerian Navy which seeks to touch lives and improve good cordial relationship with host communities. Outreach this time around featured health, education, and nutritional counseling, in addition to provision of medicines, among other supplements. Ward head of Shagari Locals, John Leslie, and some beneficiaries of the program were full of gratitude, saying the services provided will ease their health and nutritional challenges.
I really thank the commander of Naval Base.
Base Medical Officer, Naval Base Lake Chad, Nigerian Navy, Dr. David Joseph said the medical outreach is part and parcel of the continued effort of the Nigerian Navy to help the citizenry, assuring that it will be sustained to meet the complete state of psychological and nutritional needs of the people.
It's our way of relating to our community, our host community, our way of giving back to them, our way of letting them know that we are part of them.
Dr. David Joseph acknowledged the support and cooperation of government and people of the state, assuring to put more effort in addressing contemporary issues in the society. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
Let's talk health now. Routine measles vaccination for children combined with mass immunization campaign in countries prone to high cases and death rates have been identified as key public health strategies to reduce spread of the measles across human societies. It is in the light of this that Borno State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, State Ministry of Health and partners flagged off introduction of measles second dose into routine immunization scheduled for children across the state. Jadwa John Jesney completes the story.
Mothers and caregivers have over time missed the measles vaccination for their children administered at 9 months of age, thereby putting the children at risk of contracting the virus. The introduction of second dose of the measles containment vaccine, issuable at 15 months of age, is intended to accord mothers the opportunity to immunize their children against the disease-causing virus and other infectious diseases. Flagging of the measles second dose introduction campaign, Borno State Commissioner of Health, represented by Executive Director Borno State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Aliyu Shetima, supported by other stakeholders, called on mothers to take the opportunity with utmost seriousness, noting that the federal and state government is determined to ensure universal health coverage for all.
For this week, we are going to intensify routine immunization and other PSC services that will be provided to the mothers and also to the children. We will continue to mobilize people and ensure that they understand the importance of receiving the vaccines.
Representative of Borno Emirate Council Zannalawan Maina, the WHO, Dr. Clement Adams, and that of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Madugu Suleiman, took turns to highlight the importance of the second dose of MCV as well as assured of their support towards the campaign.
The federal government through the MPCDA will continue to support this laudable initiative.
Parents are expected to visit health facilities 5 times after birth to access vaccination for children against various illness and diseases. In Maiduguri, Jedwa John Jesney, NTA News.
You're on to Nationwide on the largest television network in Africa, the NTA. Let's take a break now. We have more reports for you shortly.
Youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Life can be very eventful. We curiously expect things to happen, even when we don't know what. Our human nature makes us like and repost lots of information. Some are unverified, inciting anger and hate. Sometimes innocently, other times the urge to break it first. This, in most cases, has caused destruction in many nations.
NTA News 24. A 24-hour news station brings to you news and happenings 7 days a week.
News at 10 a.m., news update at 11 and 1 p.m.
News desk at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and late evening news at 11 p.m.
Follow us on any of our platforms and keep abreast of events and current affairs within and outside our shores.
We are on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46,
Star Times channel 101, and Free TV channel 703. Join us.
Thanks for rejoining us. And for the latest on COVID-19 in Nigeria, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control has confirmed 920 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria as at 19th December. A breakdown shows that Lagos has 308, Federal Capital Territory 207, Kaduna 179, Plateau 46, Niger 43, Adamawa 26, Sokoto 18, Rivers has 16, Yobe 15, Enugu and Kano 13 each. Others are Ogun 12, Delta 10, Edo 5, Osun and Oyo 3 each, Anambra 2, and Ekiti 1. The 920 new cases bring the total number of confirmed cases to 77,933. 67,784 have been discharged and 1,218 have died. The Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Bashir Muhammad, said the Commission is adopting new strategies in providing care to migrants who have returned but still at refugee centers across the country in the face of second wave of coronavirus. The Federal Commissioner stated this while briefing journalists on the 2020 Migration Dialogue in Abuja. Ilyasu Aidoya Kubu reports.
The 2020 dialogue is focusing on bringing the society, public and private sectors together to promote discussions on the implications of the first and second wave of COVID-19 and the role of migrants in the pandemic response and recovery. This dialogue, convened by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, is geared towards adapting new strategies to provide care for migrants.
I would like to reiterate that the plight of persons of concern is one that causes so much heartbreak and sleepless nights to all Nigerians. That's why at the peak of the lockdown, we worked day and night to get across to the most vulnerable of our population.
The 2020 Dialogue on Migration has as a theme providing protection and assistance to migrants during and post-pandemic strategies and actions. In Abuja, Ilyasu Aliyakubu, NTA News.
The announcement of the reopening of borders, including Seme in the southwestern Nigeria, has brought a great excitement to the residents of the border community and traders whose livelihood has halted since August 2019 when it was officially shut down by the federal government. Uzezi Akure reports that although trading and travel activities are yet to fully resume, occupants are already hopeful of a better year ahead.
Seme is a land bordered between Nigeria and Benin Republic and a commercial hub, especially for African nationals. Even as traders await the full reopening of the border, people now move freely to and fro the two countries. The excitement that legal businesses will soon be in full swing is palpable, especially now that Christmas is very close.
We are very, very excited because to witness this very day like this, in fact, it's a big time for us.
I thank God that they have opened the border, because when we are coming to Nigeria, it's not easy like that. We spend a lot of money. So we thank God now they have opened the border. So everything will be, everything will be easier now.
Mr. Olushola Peter is a clergyman from Benin Republic. He is full of appreciation to the federal government for reopening the land border.
We thank God for everything because the border is closing for some time. But now everything is going on very well. Nigeria, police, custom, and other people, they are taking care of people. When you come, they attend to you well. We are very happy for that.
The federal government had in August 2019 ordered the closure of Nigerian borders to curb smuggling of arms and ammunition, prevent importation of some goods and agricultural produce, especially rice, to boost local food production in support of Nigerian farmers.
We are very glad for this reopen of this border.
We just pray that there should not this type of thing will not happen again. Amen. Because many people love their job.
As all await the border to fully open its gates, it must be remembered that the federal government also announced that the ban on importation of rice, poultry, and other products is still in force. In Lagos, Uzezi Arure, NTA News.
Nigeria is ready for investments and will be at the forefront of the January 1st, 2021 single African market. So as the world turns attention to Africa for investment opportunities, Invest in Africa World Summit is fostering the aspiration by bringing together industry decision makers to share ideas on how best to ensure a seamless transition. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson tells us more.
Access to technologies and digital services is necessary for Africa's development. The continent has already demonstrated that it can develop breakthrough solutions in that area, thanks to its talents and tech clusters, which have given birth to technologies, projects and applications that have become references today. Nigeria undoubtedly is making its relevance and ready-to-do business status known across borders, especially with the trajectory of the federal government's digital economy drive. Angelo Elosia is the chairman of Invest in Africa World Summit and Expo 2020. For him, Nigeria has the innovative skills and geographical advantage to be on the spotlight.
Invest in Africa World Summit, we are pushing to make sure that the nation Nigeria understand the principles of the African market in order to be part of it. And then, of course, we are Africa, this giant of Africa. So we have to be, both the private sector and the public sector, government, will be able to harness the various opportunities, especially investment opportunities, in order to move Nigeria forward, in short, move Africa forward.
He hopes that coronavirus pandemic will not disrupt the market, which is expected to sell Nigeria and Africa at large to the world. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
The Dutch government on Sunday banned all passenger flights from Britain following the first reported case of a new and more infectious coronavirus strain that is circulating in the United Kingdom. The ban, which took effect from 6 a.m. on Sunday until January 1st, 2021, is coming hours after Britain announced a stay-at-home order for part of the country to slow the new variant. In a statement, Dutch authorities say that an infectious mutation of the COVID-19 virus is circulating in the United Kingdom, which is spreading more easily and is more difficult to detect. And on sports updates, Sheffield United earned a point at Brighton in 1-1 draw in EPL